Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing well this Tuesday morning. As always, guys, if you are enjoying the content on the channel, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, hit the bell too so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future, and make sure you do check out the Telegram channel, link in the description to that. And also, if you are looking for a broker, I do have my affiliate link to IC Markets at the top of the chat. But guys, welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing well. Good morning. FX Wolf, what is up? We'll go through some of those pairs. Pound Aussie, Euro Yen, Pound JPY, Sculpey, what is up? Hope you're doing good, my man. Morning, Anus, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Lauder, what is up? Good morning. Anus, I'm selling Aussie CAD at 0.7670, stop at 0.87781, target last week low. Okay, we'll go and have a look see. It's a swing, okay. Looking to hold a little bit further. Interesting. CPI today, yes, we do have CPI today. That will be interesting as well. FX Wolf, AUD, I'm still on sell side as well. Nice. AUD has been looking pretty bearish for past couple of weeks or so. Charles, good morning. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing good. Welcome. Is that Ku Klux Klan? That's an interesting name, but hello. Andreas, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing good. So yeah, guys, I just got stopped out my Pound USD position. Some shorts which I took on Monday. Price was not playing ball. I mean, I haven't got stopped out technically, but I think probably because of spread, I probably have been stopped out. But had some shorts on Monday, looking to sell this one. I had the kind of big fake out we had on Monday, and I was looking to see if we can use that momentum after the liquidity grab to ride to the downside, but the market wasn't playing ball. Looks like we are going to be taken out. I think I probably am already taken out, to be honest. I've missed it by about half a pip or so. Yeah, Pound USD looking pretty bullish. We had some pound news this morning, and I think that's really caused some strength for the pound. I think unemployment rate came out better than expected, and after that, pound has seen a lot of strength across the board. But Pound USD is seeing a lot of upside as well. So I was expecting this level to hold. It a really nice break of structure to the downside a couple of weeks back. And I've been looking for price to hold this level and continue. Had a couple attempts at this one, or three actually. Had one over here, which is break even. Had another one around here, which I closed at break even as well. And having this third one here as well, which looks to be a losing trade there. But again, I was happy with the setup. The trade fit the plan. It was a really nice area of interest and looking to continue that momentum. But looks like we are seeing some pound dollar strength. It's interesting because compared to some other dollar pairs, we've seen some downside. Euro USD and the USD did see some downside, but I think that was caused by news as well. Aussie dollar a little bit. But overall, still pretty bullish on the DXY. We may retrace a little bit further, something like this, and then have a move up higher. But structure is still pointing up to me, so I'm still bullish on DXY. Whether that does happen or not, we're yet to be seen. But DXY still do have a bullish bias. But if Pound USD really does break away from this area, I'm gonna have to fold my arms and wait for the next best opportunity, because this kind of was the only area that made sense to short, apart from this low here as well. If you do start breaking it back above, although we could see some downsides anywhere, to be honest, but nothing that does fit my plan. So I'm going to have to take a back seat with pound and focus on other dollar pairs at the time being. But I do have a few pairs I've got my eye on still, which I'll go through, but I'll go through some pairs that people requested first. FX Wolf, Pound Aussie, Euro Yen, Pound Yen, we'll take a look as well. We'll go for Aussie CAD as well. What's up? Watching any pairs? Yeah, I got a few pairs I'm watching. I think I might have missed the boat on the yen pairs, to be honest. Yen pairs have been pretty bullish. Euro Yen, Dollar Yen as well. I have these guys were on my watch list coming into the week, but it looks like I've just kind of missed out on them. On some of the retracement, Euro Yen, I was looking for a retest of this zone here around 160-200, but it pulled back up halfway. Well, not halfway, almost there actually, but pulled back up about 3/4 of the way, and has come back into the high. So I think I might have missed the boat there with Euro Yen. Again, missed the boat in terms of it just wasn't a setup for me to take, because I'm not going to jump in just because it looks like the market might go up. It has to be at the areas that I'm looking to buy from. And Euro Yen just didn't quite get there. Dollar Yen, same scenario as well. This is the zone I was looking to buy from. As you can see, missed it by a few pips there to the downside and looking pretty bullish. We had a nice reaction to the upside. So I was looking at a lot of the yen pairs, not so much pairs like CAD yen or pound yen, because even though they're still pretty bullish, these guys were trading at some major swing highs on a daily, weekly chart, so wasn't too keen on them. Euro yen, we still got a long way to go back to the swing high if we're going to get there. Dollar yen still got a fair bit of a way to go back to the swing high if we're going to get there as well. So that's why I did like dollar yen and euro yen. New Zealand yen, not really a fan. Aussie yen, not really a fan either. So yeah, I might miss the boat with them, but there's still other couple pairs I will get onto which do look good. But they might retrace. Anyway, let me go through pound Aussie, euro yen, pound yen. So pound Aussie's been interesting. I came into the year pretty bearish with this one, looking for a big swing to the downside. It hasn't happened. The market's been very bullish. We've actually gone to take out this swing high, which I wasn't expecting, but always expect the unexpected in the markets, I suppose. But now we're trying to push higher, but it's very sluggish. So possibly this could be a big break of structure, which could lead us to swing back to the highs here. And I'm keeping an eye on for that opportunity, but I'm not quite convinced by this kind of the structure, the way we're moving. It's kind of like a big ascending channel, and I want to see a bit more convincing momentum, convincing bullish structure that this trend is really going to continue. Whether we have a bigger retracement and then we attack higher, or we just see a big move to the upside, breaking through structure aggressively, and then we can look for retracements and follow that move higher. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for pound Aussie. If we are going to have a big sell-off, then I need to see some strong bearish structure coming back into play, breaking through these lows here, so lower lows and lower highs, and then I'll be back on board with the sells, but I'm not seeing anything like that at the moment in time. So with pound Aussie, I'm leaning towards to the buy side of things, but again, there is no buy opportunity for me just yet. I need to see some more convincing structure, and then I'll be happy to follow along to the upside. But right now, it's kind of just like consolidation almost. There is a slight uptrend, yes, but altogether, it's kind of just moving sideways. So I need to see some clarity in the direction. We're going to break higher. Let's do it impulsively, and then pullbacks might look good to retest that structure. Or if the market is going to completely reverse, let's start taking out some of these lows and placing in some lower highs. So that's kind of my full process with pound Aussie. Not really interested with the price action in there. It's not really looking too attractive to trade in my humble opinion. But I do think if we do see a sharp break, there could be a nice opportunity following suit. As I spoke about with euro yen, I feel like I missed the boat with this one. I still do expect more upside back to this high, and potentially the high over there, but that's really the target for the week, back to 161,800. So maybe in the lower time frames, there could be an opportunity in the break, and we tested the high here. The market's created some resistance there, some equal highs, may go and break through, get the retest, and then continue. This could be a nice opportunity to look for. For myself, the risk reward is not looking too good. This is kind of like the only area I would consider looking to get long. So unless we have another retracement, then I'll consider buying again. But at the moment, we're back at resistance. I think the ship is kind of sailed here with euro yen for myself, but doesn't change the bias or the direction for the market. We're still seeing higher highs and higher lows, and still seeing aggressive momentum as well, especially from last week. So naturally expecting a bit more upside to 161,800. So I would keep an eye on some buying opportunities. Pound yen's a little bit different. This one's had a really strong close. Again, pound seeing some strength. And for this one, it looks like we are breaking through some major highs on the weekly daily chart as well. Of course, the daily candle hasn't closed yet. Still got 11 hours and 40 minutes before it does close. So a lot can happen in that time. But at the moment, looking very convincingly bullish. So with pound yen, again, we have to scroll back all the way to price action here back in 2015, almost a decade ago, to get back to some structure. So it's kind of in the middle of nowhere a little bit with pound yen, but there are some highs around here the market could be looking to test. I think we're moving past this one already, so maybe the market is going to push back to the highs there. Still a long way to go if we are going to get there, but again, in terms of the local areas of resistance and support and areas of interest, there's not much to work with. So quite frankly, not really interested with pound yen. If you're looking to trade pound yen, then naturally buys do make sense. until we start breaking structure, we can't really be looking to sell. So something like this would still make sense. Nice momentum in the breakout, could get a pullback in the lower time frames. But again, in terms of targets, how far you can look to push the trade, it's a difficult one. You could target psychological levels, 190 potentially, or trail a stop loss. That would make sense. Or just back to the swing high. If you do pull back from here, that would naturally be a nice place to target back again. But yeah, it's just a little bit too high up for me, and not in the most optimal place for me to buy. So I'm kind of backing away from pound yen, but direction is still very, very bullish. So I would naturally expect more upside. We'll take a look at Aussie CAD, see what Anus is looking at on Aussie CAD. Matt 2645, what is up? As the USD looks good. Short missed my entry, but see if I can catch a pullback. Okay. Yeah, NZD did take a big hit to the downside overnight. We had some NZD news, I believe. Sculpey, as you know, I mainly trade gold, but been diving down the rabbit hole regarding silver, and fundamentally it could be a very good year for silver, so I'm adding it to my trade pairs. Nice. Yeah, I do think silver is lagging a lot behind gold, to be honest. Of course, both of them move quite together almost. They're very, very correlated pairs. Of course, we've got gold trading around 2K. Not 2K, sorry. Actually, yeah, it is 2K. I was about to say 20K. So we got gold trade around 2K, and silver's around 22.9. So I think this has got a long, long way to go. And if you look at prior price action as well, weekly, monthly, I think even from just a swing position point of view, there's a lot of upside for silver I can see in the near future. How long it takes, I don't know, but I do think there's a good chance we're going to get back to the highs there again. So yeah, I do really like I do like silver. It's trading at a big level of support. So I'm looking to see if we can hold this. Possibly there could be another move back up again. Kind of just feel the high of the range. But yeah, I do like silver. I do trade silver as often as I trade gold, which is not that often. It has been consolidating of late, but I do look at silver regularly for opportunities. Same with gold. Both of them trade quite well for me. The price action makes sense, structures make sense. So I do like trading them, to be honest, when I can. And I find that sometimes silver makes a move and then gold normally follows behind it a little bit. Not all the time, but I'd say about 60% of the time silver makes the move first, and then gold kind of lags behind it a little bit, which can be a good confluence for a trade. But as I said, that's not all the time. Euro USD, yep, we'll take a look. Pound NZD, Euro NZD, we'll have a look see as well. Andreas, what is up? Looking for possible break and retest on Aussie New Zealand dollar. With extreme caution, of course. Any thoughts? Okay, we'll take a look at Aussie New Zealand dollar. That had a big move to the downside last week, but I think we recovered most of it. But yes, we'll have a look see. Max's dollar Swiss, yeah, we'll take a look. US 30, bunch of pairs to go through. Yeah, gold, we'll take a look as well. First, let me go through Aussie CAD. Anya said you're short on this one. We have been seeing a lot of bearish structure, lower lows, lower highs of that nature, as we can see there. Short entry 0.87670, 0.87670. So that's around here-ish. 87781, 87781. Okay, you're long. No, you're short. 87. Oh, that's your stop loss. My bad. I thought that was your target. 88781. So that's around here-ish. Yeah, I mean, I do like the structure. Still seeing lower lows and lower highs. I'm personally bearish on the pair as well. Structure is pretty nice. I was looking for a slightly deeper retracement into this area. As you can see, I've mapped out, but the structure is still pointing down, still seeing consecutive lower lows and lower highs as well. And not a bad place for another one there too. So yeah, I'm pretty bearish on the pair. I do see more downside. I think there is a good chance we can come back to the lows here. I think that is your target. Yeah, last week low. Is this the last week low? Yeah, Thursday for Feb. So yeah, not bad. I bet the risk reward on that one is looking pretty attractive there as well. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're just looking to take your trades based on your plan, based on confluence, and as long as you're keeping a good system, whether you're looking to maximize win rate or risk reward or whatever it is, you're just looking to take the trades as you go. But Aussie CAD to me looks like a bearish pair, so looking for sells is a no-brainer for me as well. NZD CAD not so much, a bit choppy, although I'm still leaning to the downside with this one, but I want it to break out of this range first before I do look at anything with this one. As the USD, someone said they were looking to sell, but they missed it. As the USD, personally falling out a bit of love with it, to be honest. Again, looking at this as consolidation, really. The price action, we had some nice momentum last week, so I was getting excited for some sells last week, but we never really saw that momentum really push through, and we kind of quickly reversed back in, and now kind of formed this range here. So I do still have a bearish bias for the pair, but it's not the best conditions for me to look to do anything at the moment in time. Actually, to be honest, it's kind of 50-50 now. Well, more towards 50-50 for myself. I can see the market going both ways, really. We've come back to some structure here. Possibly the market might want to push up. We're still forming lower lows and lower highs. I wouldn't be surprised if the market does make another move back down to the low. We're kind of back in a 50-50 area, so price can go both ways, to be honest. If you can see a confident breakout, either up or down, that kind of make our lives a little bit easier in terms of which way the market is likely to go next. Strong break of the low, naturally we're looking for some pullbacks and continuation. Strong break of the high, of course, we're looking at the inverse. But yeah, as the USD, I'm still leaning towards the downside of things. Still haven't broken any structure yet, so naturally would favor sells. But because of the way we're moving, it's a bit more sideways than a trend. I'll be backing away a little bit for NZD USD. But yeah, break of the low, break of the high, things get interesting. Similar to NZD CAD as well. Break of the low, break of the high. Things get interesting with this pair too. But yeah, I'm not liking the conditions. Just a little bit too choppy for my liking. A little bit too choppy. If you can see a strong break of the low, things get a little bit more interesting. I will take a look at Euro USD. I'll go through some dollar pairs, including gold. So I'll go for Euro USD, dollar Swiss, gold, and then I'll take a look at pound NZD, USD, Aussie, New Zealand dollar, some cross pairs too. Morning, John. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Sculpey, gold reacted quite strongly to an area of support 1 hour yesterday, and we seem to be pushing higher. But a possible pullback on a smaller time frame could be on the cards. But with the news today, I like to wait and see what's printed for CPI, then capitalize on it once the market settled. Pick the direction. Yeah, I mean, that's the smart way to play it, to be honest, especially on the lower time frames as well. It could be, well, most of the time it is the smart move to let the big news events do their thing and then see if there's opportunity afterwards. Because always when you're trading before, it's always kind of 50-50. Will news go in your favor, will it go against you, especially on the lower time frames where your margin for error is a little bit slimmer with smaller stop losses, and things can go wrong pretty quickly. But waiting for after the news, especially when there's a bit of momentum after the news as well, there could be some nice opportunities following behind it. But we'll take a look at Euro USD, USD CHF, and then we'll go have a look at gold. So yeah, Euro USD, again, another pair. I'm leaning towards the bearish side of things. Things are looking very corrective for Euro USD. So coming into the week, I was looking for some shorts up here. Still am looking for shorts up here, to be honest. But we're taking our time, which is a good sign because we had a lot of momentum here. So kind of a corrective move does tell me that, okay, the sellers are still mostly in control of the market, and we're likely to hold areas of resistance and see continuation. So I'm still leaning to the downside of things for Euro, but I do want to see a bigger up move first before I do start shorting. Looking for a bit more of a deeper pullback for this one, but I am still bearish bias. We can see structure is still pointing down, still consecutive lower highs, 1, 2, 3. Looking for a fourth one, and then a move to the downside. The only red flag with euro really is this area here, which the market is holding quite well at the moment in time. So there is a possibility we could reverse from here. I do expect us to actually break through, but there is a possibility we could do something like that for Euro USD. So that's the only kind of red flag with Euro USD sells. But apart from that, I do like this area up here. At least it's further away from this support level. At least if you do catch a nice move back down to that level, it's enough room to go break even. Maybe take some partials, trade a stop loss, and then if price does go back against you, you still walk away with, well, maybe a small win or at least a break even. And if you do catch the breakout, things looking good, or you can take your profit there. But either way, though, I'm looking at sells around 1.083. So that's kind of where I'm at with euro. Still bearish bias for this pair, and of course, as I touched on the DXY, still bullish bias for this one. So the correlation is making sense to me. I've always been a big fan of 103.800. We had a lot of rejection around here, so it looked like the market might not just get that retest, but maybe we will. I mean, DXY is kind of consolidating right now, so there's a chance we could fake the consolidation lower, test this area, then move higher. I could see that happening for DXY. I think we got the 50 or the Fibonacci around that area there too. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we do make that move down. So yeah, DXY still bullish bias. Maybe we've got a move bearish in us, maybe for the day or 2 days, depending on how long it takes, which could drag Euro USD higher, potentially some other dollar pairs higher. But as long as we still have that bearish structure, I do favor sells for the time being until anything major happens. Of course, the news could change things, but we'll see what the news does to the market at 1:30 London time. Let me go take a look at US 30 and then gold. So I'm actually a big fan of US 30. I mean, I keep saying US 30, USD CHF. I'm actually a big fan of USD CHF. I am looking to short this one. I think from a swing perspective, there's a lot of downside for USD CHF if we're going to form another lower high. But I'm looking at us coming back to retest some structure here. Major level of broken support. Time resistance on the daily time frame. We've got this big bearish swing to the downside here. Looking at a pullback of that swing. Not a bad area to form a lower high and kind of continue the trend. And a pretty healthy pullback there as well. So we're coming back into a really nice area of interest. Again, it's still very early doors in terms of looking for sales for USD CHF because at the moment everything is pretty bearish. We can delete the level, we know it's there. So yeah, I need to see some evidence that the market is starting to stall and starting to break bearish again, and then possibly I could find some entries on a retest of a level somewhere, and even possibly look for the home run back to the lows if things do look good. But yeah, I do like this as a swing opportunity, a big swing opportunity for dollar Swiss. There's a lot of downside in this pair. Just need to see some bearish structure starting to take shape. But yeah, coming back into a really nice area. So this one definitely is a pair I'll keep an eye on. It might take a while to develop, a few days, maybe a week, maybe even 2. But in terms of the swing trade potential, it is looking good. So yeah, I'm short bias for this one. But of course, structure is still very bullish, so I can't be looking to do anything just yet. But I'm waiting for a sell there. Gold, gold I still don't like personally. I know Sculpey said he's looking for some long opportunities on gold. Waiting for the CPI news to happen and looking for some opportunities afterwards. But I'm still not a big fan of gold in reality. We are kind of still holding these swing lows here. These high lows. So we had the high there, high low, higher high, potential higher low there as well. So there's still a slight upwards trajectory to price for gold. But the price action as of late has been absolutely dreadful in my opinion. It's just very choppy. It's difficult to work out what the market's looking to do next. Maybe in the lower time frames there's a bit more clarity there, but I have to say hourly 4H, I'm not a big fan of this area or of what price is doing. There's definitely a strong level of support here which the market is rejecting pretty well, but in terms of a trend of momentum I'm following is kind of non-existent there. So with gold, if I was looking to trade gold myself, I'll kind of just take a back seat really, and focus on other pairs. I actually prefer silver a lot more, even though silver arguably is consolidating as well. On the higher time frames, this is kind of a big consolidation, if you will, really, and that's kind of like a big fake out down here. So that definitely does make the case. But I like this one because if you are going to reject the low, then it's a pretty straightforward move back to the high on paper. Of course, we may go half the way and come back down, but if we're going to complete the range, this could happen here. So this makes a little bit more sense to me for silver. There's a slight uptrend we're kind of following there as well. So I do prefer silver a little bit more than gold personally. But yeah, they're kind of similar, uptrend there. Possibly this could be just a big high-low forming. So I can definitely see that happening, but it's just not the best conditions for the way that I trade personally. So I can make sense of it, but I'll never look to take a trade there. But of course, everyone has their own kinks in the way they trade and focus on different things, and other people may take trades where other people may not. Not necessarily wrong or right, really. It's just how you look to trade the market. But for me, I would stay put with gold personally. Not really liking how things are moving. I think someone said they're looking at something on the 15-minute time frame. Gold 15, interested to sell. You're a braver man than me, to be honest, because the price action isn't great. I suppose it's not a bad area. It's not a bad area. We're seeing some signs that the market is seeing some downside from these areas. Strong reaction. So we're back there again. So we may see another move back down. How far it will go, that's a different question. It could be a massive sell-off. It could just be a slight one before the market does push through. So it's not a bad place for a sell in terms of the area you're trading from. I can definitely get behind that. But how far it goes, how far we move is a different question. I'm not too sure because, the conditions are just very, very choppy. There's no kind of trend I'm really following here. So I can't really make an educated guess of the extent of the move you could look to capture from that area. So again, it's not a bad level to short from. It's just the conditions are very, very poor. So I would opt out of doing it. But it's not looking good at all. There's a few pairs I still need to touch upon. Pound NZD, Euro NZD, yes, I'll take a look. Blessing as well. Aussie, New Zealand dollar, I'll take a look. Andreas 2. US 30, I kept mentioning that one. I do need to take a look. Milan, what is up? GJ, I had a look at that one nearer to the start of the stream. If you scroll back to the first, second, or third pair, I'm pretty sure I covered it. But BTC, I will take a look as well. US 32. What is up, John? Pound NZD, we'll take a look as well. Okay, so let me go through Pound NZD and Euro NZD. So Pound NZD, so this one's still looking pretty bullish. I was looking for some downside coming into the week, but I was more focused on trading Pound USD at the time, so I wasn't really looking to trade Pound NZD. But a really big move, of course, this is being helped by the pound news that came out this morning. We had the big move there from NZD, and then pound strength as well helped out. But looking strong there for Pound NZD. I'm looking to see how far this momentum does take us, because I'm still interested in the short side of things, but of course, after such a strong move like this, I am not interested in shorting really, to be honest, because price can still continue and use this as a larger correction of this bullish move and continue higher. I won't be surprised if that does happen. So I'm still looking at a move down, but I need to see some evidence that we're starting to stall, starting to place another lower high in. We do have one over here, second over there, third over there. Yeah, are we going to form a fourth? Possibly. I need to see some evidence that that is about to happen. And then we can see some downside after, but I must say that the momentum is looking very, very strong at the moment for pound NZD. So yeah, still short bias, but again, no setup for me to sell. No setup for me to sell. And again, this thing can continue to fly and take up the highs for all I know, but I'm only interested in selling this pair. So until a bearish setup does develop, I can't be looking to do anything, but it's broken through my area of interest for the week. So now it's time for me to back away. Similar to USD as well, this one had a nice reaction at that area, but again, it was short-lived. The end of the news did break us back above the area. This one again could still form a lower high and roll back over. I wouldn't be surprised if we were to do that, but this again is a big level that we've broken through, which is a bit of a red flag for me. So we could even use that as support to continue higher. So yeah, with USD, pound NZD, I'm still bearish bias for both of them, but again, not really seeing much clarity with the short opportunity there, especially with that candle closure above. And now we're seeing a lot of momentum for pound NZD too. So yeah, I'm not really seeing too much here, to be honest, at least for my bearish bias anyway. Looking at downside, but at the moment in time, seeing some strong candle closures for both of them, which is not what you want to see as a bear at all. So I'll be keeping a close eye on them as the week progresses, but unless I see some strong evidence that bears are coming back into play, I may just take a back seat with them. But I will still be looking to short them if I can. I'll go over Aussie New Zealand dollar and then I'll take a look at US 30. So yes, Aussie New Zealand dollar, we did see some downside for this one. Pretty big move back up again. Again, I still don't like the pair at all, to be honest. It did look like we broke through this area here last week. We had a pretty strong move to the downside. I've been talking about this kind of, forget what the pattern's called, but where the market's kind of squeezing in together. You had a lot of this kind of build up, and I've been saying eventually the market's going to have that big breakout up and down, and that maybe could be a move that could be interesting to follow. We're getting the first kind of signs of that strong move to the downside, market coming back up. If we can hold this area, not a bad place for a short. Not a bad place for a short at all. Would I take it? No. I'm not a fan of how aggressive we pull back up. It's almost like a big V-shaped pattern here, impulse down, impulse up. If we came up a little bit more correctively, maybe could be a bit more interesting. I mean, it's not my watch list for the week, so I wouldn't be trading anyway, but if it was a bit more corrective, I would have a bit more confidence there shorting. But the kind of V-shaped move is never really a good sign to short into. Of course, it's probability. Sometimes it will fail and price will come straight back down, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be one to find out. But in terms of the area of interest, it's not a bad area. There's some nice confluence there, so I can definitely see why you would look to short that. But I think the big red flag is the way the market is retraced is not a good sign. And I wouldn't actually be completely surprised if this is a big fake out, to be honest. But if you are going to look to short, this is the place to do it. It's just the way the market's retraced is a bit of a red flag to me. It looks kind of like a big V-shaped pattern, which could take us higher. So yeah, that would put me off the opportunity, but it's not a bad area, so I can understand why you look to short. It's just if the market was a bit more corrective, that would give me a bit more confidence. I'll go over US 30. After news, we hopefully have different direction and volume in the market. Possibly, the news does have the potential to change things and change the direction, change the way the market is moving, especially with CPI as of late. We've seen some big moves and some big change of direction from CPI, so that could definitely happen. And yeah, I mean, I kind of want it to happen, to be honest, because if we can get a big move to the downside and possibly a big move back up again, that could provide some opportunities on the dollar pairs. And even so, it just moves the market. And of course, as a trader, you want the market to be moving. You want volume. You want big moves. Of course, nothing too crazy, but it gives us opportunities to trade. But yeah, I will be keeping a close eye for CPI, see what happens to the dollar pairs. But personally, I'm still dollar bull. So as long as nothing crazy happens, a big break of structure, or maybe DXY starts breaking underneath 103,700 or 760, 770. If DXY does start breaking underneath that, then I would probably, I'll still have a bullish bias because we haven't broken for any major structure, but I would probably kind of take a step back because this is kind of my wall of defense for my dollar bullish bias. As long as we can hold that, trade above that, I can see another swing higher, start breaking back below, things get a little bit complicated. But we shall see. Anyway, US 30, SL, look at this one. So yeah, US 30 still kind of sluggishly moving higher, still seeing higher highs and higher lows. And again, with this one, as I was touching upon on my stream last week, can't remember which day it was, that everything is still up in terms of the structure, still seeing higher highs and higher lows. However, there's obviously a clear sign the market is starting to slow down in terms of the frequent pullbacks we're seeing, in terms of the strength of the pullbacks, in terms of the wicks as well to the upside. Not really seeing too much momentum anymore. Market is starting to slow down, very frequent pullbacks, aggressive pullbacks as well. A lot of wicks, not really a lot of confident candle closures. So it's a sign that US 30, although yes, it's heading up, eventually you do expect to see a bit of a correction back down again. And again, it may just be a correction for price to continue higher, not necessarily a massive reversal. But yeah, US 30, I do expect to see a bigger correction at some point in time. Would I be jumping into some sales right now? Absolutely not. I need price to be breaking structure and then looking for pullbacks after, at the very, very least. But if you're looking at US 30, would I buy? I mean, it still makes sense in the low time frames, intraday, to be looking for buying opportunities. It's just not the best conditions for me personally. I think if you can get some counter trend opportunities, breaking through some structure, I think that does have a bit more juice, a bit more room to offer than the longs. Maybe there's still another leg higher, but the conditions are telling me that this is going to run out pretty soon, maybe this week, and we're going to see some downside. And again, it most likely just be a retracement for the price to go higher even. So there might be some better buy opportunities once we've seen that bigger pullback, because at least the market's had a breather. And then if you start pushing up again, break and retest somewhere, looking to take it higher, this will be a nice little buy to take. But yeah, US 30 still up. Let me know what you're looking at for US 30, if you're still looking to follow that trend and just buy the pullbacks essentially, or are you waiting for some counter trend opportunities, you're looking to sell, take advantage of some selling opportunities, and that would make sense too. But again, I would wait for a little bit more evidence that we're breaking structure, market's taking out some key lows, and and then excuse me, and then look to take some shorts then. But at the moment, the market is still pretty bullish. Okay, where was I? Okay, so I did say I'll go through Bitcoin as well. We'll take a look at Bitcoin. Dato 7 loss in a row. Yeah, it's been tough to be honest since December. I mean, I think ended December positive. But after my Swiss yen trade had quite a few losses, of course. That was translated into my funding pip challenge as well. But again, it's nothing that I haven't been in before. I've been trading for a long time. My worst losing streak was, I think it was 9 trades back in 2022. So I've had big losing streaks before. So again, it's an occurrence. If you do the maths, if you do the probability, if you have 40-50% win rate, you're going to incur losses. Your average drawdown will be maybe between 8 to 12%, I would say, with a 50% win rate across a decent sample size of trades. You are going to incur those losing streaks, those losing periods as well. But yeah, it's been a tough period in the markets. But again, I've been through a few tough periods, so I'm not worried about it, because I've been through tough periods and come back many times. So you just got to keep taking the trades as they come, and again, that's kind of where the focus lies and where the kind of the progression lies as well. Because if you get wrapped up in your losses, it gets very, very difficult to get out of it, because as a human being, you always think that when you take a loss, you've done something wrong. So if you go through a losing streak, you look to kind of change things, you look to kind of tweak things that don't need to be tweaked. Yes, tweaking is good, refining your system is good. That's something that I'm a big advocate of, looking to tweak your system, refine your system, focus on what's doing your best trades, and what are the regular occurrences between your worst trades, and kind of get rid of that. But at the same time, we're running a business here. We're running a business in terms of probabilities. We have an edge which we're looking to apply to the markets, and sometimes that edge is going to have periods of loss and drawdown periods which you're going to have to endure. And if you're going to look to carry on the edge, carry on the trading plan you're trading, you got to keep trading through it. Of course, if you're making some silly errors, then of course you need to fix that. But in terms of the edge itself, the strategy, you just got to keep trading it, which is difficult sometimes. I 100% understand that, but it is a must if you look to push through the period, because a lot of people keep themselves in the drawdown period longer than you need to be by getting worked up about it and making mistakes whilst you're there, which is very, very easy to do. I'm guilty of that as well. But the most important thing is staying true to the plan and taking the next trade, because the more losses you have, the closer you are to the win. In terms of probability, I know it doesn't sound it sounds a bit weird, but the more losses you take, that win's always around the corner. If you flip a 2p coin, heads and tails, and you get four or 5 heads in a row, that a tails is going to be around the corner very, very soon. And that's kind of how I look at it in terms of win or losses. But anyway, so Bitcoin is looking very, very, very bullish. It's breaking through 50k. It did spike through 50k there, but most importantly for me, it's breaking through 48k, which is a big level of resistance. I did say a couple of weeks ago that if we do break through this barrier here, that there's a good chance that we're just going to head back to the highs, because that for me is the last line of defense for Bitcoin. That for me is the last line of defense for Bitcoin. I don't think, of course, there are other areas which Bitcoin can see some downside, some resistance and supply, but this is kind of the last strongest point of defense. And if price does break through that, which it looks like we are doing so at the moment, I think Bitcoin really does have a straightforward path back to the highs, really. I think Bitcoin has a really straightforward path back to the highs. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do go and make some new highs. And there are a lot of people talking about 100k price hitting 100k. And personally, from a technical perspective, it's not looking too far off. This is the log chart of Bitcoin. If you look at the recent kind of bull runs here after the market takes a high, if we're going to see something similar to that, 100k is kind of where you'd expect the market to be. I mean, even high, maybe 150 to be honest, 150, 160. We could even see the market make that move there. I have to say the the length of the breakouts do look to be slightly getting a little bit smaller. So the trend is still very much up, but in terms of the length of the breakout, they are getting a little bit smaller. But nonetheless, we're still seeing confident moves higher. So if you are going to see another bull run, 150 could be where we make our way to, just me eyeballing it really. Yeah, this kind of for me is like the last major line of defense. And if we can break through that, which looks like we are doing so, yeah, I think next stop for Bitcoin is the highs there, 68, 66, 67k, around there ish. But yeah, Bitcoin to me looks really bullish, and if we break through this, see another candle closure, so this week's candle, we see another candle closure strongly above this area, then yeah, I do think Bitcoin most likely, of course anything can happen, but most likely will make its way back to the highs there. Okay, so which pair did I say? I had a look at Aussie New Zealand dollar, didn't I? Yes, I did. CAD Seed Chef, I will take a look at. Let me know your thoughts on Bitcoin as well, by the way. CAD Seed Chef, Matt, I will take a look as well to a weekly trend line. Could be a nice swing short. We'll have a look, see. Yes, Shirag, I will take a look at gold. Do not worry. Dollar yen will take a look as well, no problem. Lower time frame. Which pair do you want me? If you want me to look at the lower time frame, just let me know the pair and I'll take a look at the lower time frame. But I'll go through CAD CHF and Forex trade. I already went for pound NZD. If you scroll back a little bit, you will see the analysis to it. I don't have the watermark, do I? Let me get that on. If you scroll back a few minutes, you'll see the analysis to pound NZD. But in the meantime, let me go through CAD CHF and dollar yen. So CAD CHF for this one, we're seeing a lot of strength for CAD CHF. Of course, we've just seen a lot of weakness for Swiss. I pretty much think that all pairs are up against the Swiss, Aussie Swiss, Euro Swiss, CAD Swiss, Pound Swiss, New Zealand Swiss, and Swiss yen down. So yeah, CHF is probably the weakest currency, to be honest. Yeah, it is the weakest currency. So CAD CHF is seeing a lot of momentum to the upside at the moment here, breaking through the high, and a pretty strong level here as well. This is a pretty strong level around 0.648. Held the market going sideways for quite a while. We broke through it, retested it. Now price is back above, so I do think the upside looks really nice for CAD CHF. Now we're back above this area, some pullbacks, and I do think some longs. This could just be kind of a big fake out, so to speak, of this range. We had the equal highs over there, equal lows down here, possibly a big fake out here. Now price is getting ready for another move up. I can definitely see something like that happening for CAD CHF. I shouldn't use the word definitely. There's a good chance something like that could happen. But of course, you do want to see some pullbacks. Right now, CAD CHF is flying, taking out structure here. Now is not the best time to be looking to buy or even sell CAD CHF. It's a little bit too aggressive to short, and the market is still very bullish. So you do want to see some pullbacks for CAD CHF in and around 0.648, 645. Makes a lot of sense to me. Some pullbacks into this area, and then from that I would expect to see some more upside for CAD CHF. I have to say higher time frames are looking good. We've broken back above a key level, strong momentum, breaking through structure as well. This was our last lower high, gave us a strong move to the downside. We've gone and broken through that. So there's a lot of signs pointing for more upside for CAD CHF. But of course, you do want to see a pullback if you look to buy this one. now is not the best time to buy. So pullbacks in around 0.648, 645, that would be fairly interesting for some buys, in my opinion. Let me know what you're looking at for CAD CHF. Matt, you're looking to short. Yeah, I'm not really on the short side of things, I have to say. I understand the higher time frame direction is still kind of down, so I can make sense of that. But yeah, I'm personally would be a buy of this. I think maybe this is the trend line you're talking about. Lower high, lower high, lower high, potentially on there. I'm not too sure. Maybe this one. There's a couple could be talking about. But yeah, I mean, it does make sense. If the market is going to reject the trend line, we could still see a sell-off. And again, that's the beauty of the market. You can kind of make sense for both ways, for going up and down. But in the meantime, I do like the counter trend buy opportunities off the level here. And this is the trend line you're talking about. We've still got a bit of a way to go before we get there. So if the market decides to retrace, there might be some nice buys towards that trend line for some sells later on. But the trend line does make sense, of course. We need to see how price reacts to the trend line, because we could even break through the trend line and see a swing back to the high of the range there potentially as well. So it's going to be important to see how we actually react from a weekly perspective. But in the meantime, I would favor some more upside first. But yeah, I do want to see some downside and some pullbacks before we get those buy opportunities. Dollar yen I'll take a look at, and then I'll go over gold as well. CAD yen we'll take a look at as well. Analysis in lower time frame. Let me know which pair you're talking about, Sammy, and I will look on the lower time frame. No need to spam. Yes, 100%. Don't need to spam. With BTC, I just buy and a hold, which I did last week. Got a few bucks and made withdrawal. Nice, fair enough. Are you looking to hold for the long term, Lauder? Or are you just looking to take what the market gives you and run sort of thing? Or did you withdraw your complete position? Or do you leave some to trickle? See if we can continue further. But yeah, I mean, Bitcoin does look to be in a big kind of bull run right now, a lot of momentum. So any downside you kind of see for Bitcoin, as long as it looks good, it's a healthy retracement. I think it's a no-brainer really to buy it back up. Of course, everything is not 100% certain. Nothing's for sure. Bitcoin can still plummet if it wants to. But in terms of probability, buying Bitcoin in the pullbacks does make a lot of sense right now. Does make a lot of sense. I think we've got a lot of room to cover for Bitcoin back to the highs here. So yeah, I do still see a lot of upside for Bitcoin. So if it is going to retrace, between there, here and there, something like this, that's a nice buy opportunity. And something you can look to hold, to be honest, and then start taking your profit at the highs there, leave some trickle. If we are going to hit 100k, 150k, that's just a bonus really. And I think that's kind of what a lot of people's problems were the last bull run we had, because Bitcoin got a lot of publicity when Bitcoin had the last bull run back in 2021, which was this move here. You had a lot of people buying into Bitcoin as we were breaking through the high, which is kind of the worst time to buy into it. I know, Bitcoin did fly, and even if you bought at 30k, which is way above the previous high of 20k, you still had double to take advantage of. But of course, no one is to know that, and a lot of people are buying at the highs here and holding their positions, and then of course everything gets liquidated as price comes down again. When price is in this kind of stage, it's the best time to buy, because you've got a clear and obvious target to aim for. Then once we do hit it, you can take your profit off, pay yourself, and then you can kind of just hold for the time being, trail stop loss, whatever. Because worst case scenario, price does come back against you, you've already taken some profit off the table. And if price does continue, hits 100k, you can take some more, at least you're in a much safer position to buy. Whereas up here, you run the risk of a nasty retracement. But yeah, Bitcoin's looking very, very bullish. Okay, I'll take a look at dollar yen. So Dollar yen, as I said, coming to the week, it was a pair that I was looking to trade. Unfortunately, didn't kind of see the opportunity I was looking for shape up. I said I was looking for the retest of this zone here, 149.215. And by the way, feel free to check me out on TradingView. It's just my name, search my name, and you'll see my profile, but I do share my watch list there every week. So yeah, dollar yen, I was looking for the retest of this area, kind of just missed it by a pip or so. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't have taken the trade either because I was trading pound USD, which is another dollar pair. So I wouldn't want to be in $2 pairs at the same time because again, they're both going to win or both going to fail most likely. Maybe in this case it wouldn't have, to be honest, because we have seen some upside. But yeah, dollar yen has seen some upside, but it's just missed out my area of interest. So now I'm not really too interested, to be honest, with dollar yen. I'm still looking for a move back to the highs here, back to 151, potentially even a higher high as well. But I do see more upside into this zone here. So I'm still bullish on the pair, but would I buy it now? Probably not. We've had the retest. Price has just created a new high past this point. I suppose a break and retest of this area could look good, but we need to see a more convincing break to then look for a retest. Right now, it's not really a convincing break. We kind of printed a big wick to the upside there, which is not a great sign for the buyers, I must say. So I do want to see a bit more upside, a bit more conviction there for dollar yen, and then some pullbacks would make a lot more sense. There's a chance we could come back for a double bottom here as well. Would that interest me? Possibly, but the quality of the setup is reduced because we have actually taken out a high. I don't want my, I want my highs to come back and retest, not do something like this and double top and then come back down. Not as good of an opportunity, but of course, the level's still technically valid. It's just slightly lower probability to trade. So I'll keep an eye on it. It's still an area of interest for myself. But I'm not as a big fan as I was coming into the week for dollar yen. It would be nice if we spiked a little bit lower into the level, but we didn't see that. So yeah, dollar yen, I'm still bullish because the market is still printing higher highs and higher lows, still pushing higher. But yeah, in terms of the next opportunity, I think it would be better if we see a strong break of this high and then find some pullbacks and some longs based off that. That's kind of what would make sense there for dollar yen. But at the moment in time, the yen pairs are still very strong, maybe apart from Swiss yen. But euro yen still showing some signs of upside. Dollar yen, CAD yen, really. New Zealand yen, Aussie yen, pound yen still looking pretty bullish. So the yen pair still look pretty bullish. How's the Japanese index doing these days? Yeah, that one made another big bullish run to the upside there as well. So of course that would help drag the yen pairs up with it. Maybe it's time for some retracement now for the Japanese index, which might take some downside for the yen pairs. Maybe we'll wait and see. But yeah, everything is still pretty bullish for dollar yen. So buys make the most sense. I'll have a look at CAD yen as well. I have a look at CAD yen, euro, Aussie, and then we'll take a look at gold. Withdraw what I need and leave some. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty smart way to go about it because, again, no one knows how far Bitcoin can go. It might hit the high and come back down. It might shoot all the way to 100, 150, 200K potentially as well. So, Bitcoin is, although the technicals are still pretty bullish, fundamentally, things can happen which could really change price for BTC. But in terms of the upwards potential, it's definitely there for Bitcoin. So leaving some in, it's definitely a smart way to go about it. But of course, paying yourself as well, because I think a lot of people in the last bull run, bought really high and kind of just left it, just expecting it just to keep going and going and going. And it could be floating some really nice healthy profits, but then eventually we did have that correction, and a lot of people would have been into a losing position, sitting on some healthy profit and then giving it all back really. So I think if you're looking to invest in Bitcoin, hold Bitcoin, it's smart to pay yourself a little bit, but then try and hold for the long run as well. But have a plan in place for it too. Either way, you kind of be trading off your emotions. Anyway, so CAD Yen, and I'll take a look at Euro Aussie as well. So CAD Yen, another yen pair. Again, this one's just taking out the highs here as well. So again, another yen pair which is still flying to the upside and not really in the best place for me to do anything in terms of buying, in terms of even selling. To be fair, I mean, I would be interested for the sell, but of course I need to see price starting to break structure, and print some lower lows and lower highs for me to start looking to sell, and we're not seeing any signs of that at the moment. Still higher highs and higher lows. So let me know what you're looking at in terms of CAD Yen, if you're looking to buy or sell. But I think if you're looking to play CAD Yen, the best bet still does look like a buy. You know, this still does look a fairly attractive level to buy from. It's kind of the same level I was looking at for Euro Yen, really. The breaking we tested this area. CAD Yen missed it as well. This to me still does look like a nice healthy area to buy from. You know, back at the 50% area on the fib. Does look like a good buy. The only red flag about CAD Yen buy is, as I said on the daily chart, is we're coming back into this major high point, and we've had some rejection around here as well. So it's a big level in the higher time frames, and there is a strong case we could reject it and sell off again. Of course, with every single trade you take, there's of course a reason why the trade could fail, a reason why price might not hit your level or whatever. There's always going to be a reason why price is not going to play ball essentially. But as long as the reasons for taking the trade outweigh the reasons not to, and it fits your plan and it's good strong confidences, then of course you're just playing the probability game. You take the trades, some are going to win, some are going to fail. As long as you're either have a higher win rate or you're banking more on your wins than your losses in terms of the risk reward, then of course in the long run you'll be paid. But in terms of each trade individually, it's you'll never know which one's going to fail or work. But it does still make sense there, CAD Yen, for some longs. Again, would I take it? No, I don't like the high we're trading at. As I've said, I'll much rather trade Euro Yen, which I still do see more upside for, or Dollar Yen as well, which again I still do see more upside for back to the high. So those were the two yen pairs I was after this week, but I'm not too sure I'll get the opportunity to trade them. I'll of course keep an eye, but it'll be up to the market if we get that retracement or not. Euro Aussie. Again, another pair which I've been waiting for some short opportunities, but haven't seen any since last week. I'm still looking for a major low high to develop here. We've had a high over here, second high over there. I'm looking for a third one to print and another move back down into these lows. So this is the swing trade I am after. But yeah, in terms of actually finding some entries, some good trading opportunities, hasn't quite set up yet. But I do think we have a lot of room to the downside if we are going to fall. If I measure that in pips, we are looking at about 350 pip moves to the downside. And again, I don't need to take advantage of those whole 350 pip move. I can look to take 250, 200, even 150. If I have a 40 or 50 pip stop loss, I'm still looking at 1 to 3, 1 to 4 potentially as well. So which is still great risk reward. So I don't really have to enter right up high and try and risk everything for it. But I do want to see price starting to break structure again, lower highs coming to play, and maybe a short like that. Again, it's hypothetical. I need to see how price develops, how price moves. For all I know, we could of course push up higher. We could still have another leg high if price wanted to before we have another move down. So that could happen as well. Maybe a big double top at the high there and then sell off. That could be a move price does make as well. So I kind of just want to wait to see how things are going to shape up, more candlesticks to print more information, and then I can start plotting a potential opportunity to trade it. But I know my bias, it's short, looking for another lower high for me back down to the lows. I think UAD is kind of lagging behind USD. USD, we've seen a lower high over here, looking for a move back down into this area. Euro Aussie, looking for the same move, but this one's of course a lot higher up. So I do think there is room to run. But yeah, not really seeing anything at the moment. Let me know what what you have in the cards for Euro AUD. But me personally, not much at the moment. The bias is clear on the higher time frames, at least the bias that I want to trade. But would I jump into a short right now? No, not really. It's a little bit too 50-50 for me. So yeah, waiting for a bit more from Euro Aussie, then hopefully there could be some shorts later in the week potentially. I have been keeping a close eye on pound CHF for some shorts, but that one has completely broken to the upside. Really, really strong move. Of course, it's been a mixture of pound strength and Swiss weakness, which has caused this this kind of humongous move to the upside. It looks like we're very close to breaking structure as well. I've been saying that I'm interested in shorting pound CHF, looking to continue the bearish structure to the downside, but looks like price has been very, very bullish and looks like it's about to break higher. And this was the zone I was looking for a lower high to develop from. Breaking, we tested this area and I moved back down. As we can see, the market is just broken to the upside very aggressively there. So kind of deleting that level out of the way because, of course, price is not really respecting it. Don't really need to look at that area at the moment. Now I'm kind of just focused on this swing high here because this is the last lower high which gave us these lows. If the market is going to continue this bearish move, you would expect us to respect this area and start heading down. If we start seeing convincing breaks of this area, maybe we're not going to sell off. Of course, fake outs are a thing. We could fake the high and sell off. So I'm not going to completely rule off another swing to the downside, another big bearish swing. That could still happen, but it does definitely lower the probability. If we do break through the high, break structure, breaking structure normally means market's about to change direction. Of course, not every breaking structure is 100%. Sometimes we break structure and then still continue the overall trend. Those kind of fake breaker structures or fake outs. This could potentially be one of them as well. But of course, you don't want to see the market break structure if you're looking to continue the trend. So I do want to see some evidence that we are starting to reject and pull away, which of course we're not seeing at the moment. The market is still kind of high off the news at the moment. So I'll see how this momentum sustains, if it sustains, and maybe there could be some sales later on, but still looking to short. But yeah, with that strong break higher, there's not much I can do apart from wait to see how price continues to print really. But of course, still keeping a close eye on some shorts. Okay, I will take a look at gold next since that's been heavily requested. ANS Miko, I joined FP as a support. No way, as a support agent. What are you doing as a support agent? Are you supporting? Is it when you have like questions and people ask on the chat and you reply to them? Is that what a support agent's doing? But no way, that's an interesting one. Didn't see that coming. Ross, hey Mika, how are you doing? Assume another loss on pound USD. Yeah, did take a loss this morning. Any upcoming setups for today? Not really, to be fair. The yen pairs were looking good. I have a few on my watch list, which I'll run through again, to be honest. I'll take a look at gold as well before I do that. Yeah, the yen pairs were looking good, but it looks like they just missed on my areas and now looking pretty bullish. So I don't think, unless they do retrace again, then yeah, there could be something there. Possibly I will keep a close eye, but nothing in the immediate future. At least for today. Maybe CPI could speed things up or change things up. That could make things happen in New York session, but yeah, I doubt it. Customer service. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, let me know how that goes, to be fair. I'm interested. We've got someone on the inside now. We've managed to get Anus on the inside of the operations. See how things really rumble in FP. Yeah, that's interesting, to be fair. That's interesting because of course I would imagine they would probably give you like a guidebook of what you have to say and stuff to, you know, different scenarios, or they run you through something, I would suppose, so you know what to say. But yeah, I mean, that's not bad. Getting the inside of a prop firm, I like it. Slowly infiltrating the system. Next thing, you be a part of the managing team. But yeah, let me know how that goes, by the way. And if I ever have a problem with my Funding Pips challenge, there's no need for me to go on the website and ask questions. I'll just ask you. Where is gold? So yeah, gold, as I touched upon early in the stream, I just don't like gold at all. The price action is still absolutely horrendous in my opinion. I'm sure some people make sense of it and they're looking for opportunities, buys and sells, you know, respectively. And of course, if something fits your plan, you know, do what you need to do. You know, I don't want to talk you out of position because you know, that kind of comes from a point of view that I know what the market's going to do next with absolute certainty, and I don't. So I can only tell you what my analysis tells me and my opinions and my thoughts. But I have to say the price action for gold is absolutely horrendous. We're seeing equal highs, equal lows, not really much momentum in a particular direction. There is no kind of trend we're following here. Yes, there is a slight uptrend if we expand to the higher time frames. You know, we've been pushing higher, we broke structure there, higher high, higher low, higher high, possibly another higher low as well. So again, the market could still be looking to continue and, you know, fill the wick high. And I actually do imagine gold is most likely going to do something like that eventually. So that up move there does make sense to me. However, would I jump into some buys now? No. It doesn't make too much sense to me. So yeah, I would pass on gold, to be honest. I'm just not a really big fan on the price action. And I imagine the CPI is going to rustle some feathers as well, whether we break higher or break lower. You know, see a big move like this to the upside is a big possibility, or we come back down again. It's kind of 50-50 really. Yes, there's a kind of a strong level of support here, which the market has been rebounding pretty well and respecting. So I can make sense if you're looking to play the range low and play the range high and buy and sell respectively. But yeah, it's just not really an area or price action that I like. Let's have a private chat with Aiden 100%. Yeah, bro, I'll start the trainee at the 15th of Feb. Okay, nice. Jeez, that should be interesting. That should be interesting because it's kind of a whole new world. You know, funding firms are new. At least the model they're using as well. And now you were going to come a support agent. I think that's a really good thing because you kind of understand how they operate a little bit more in detail, to be fair. Of course, it will be funding pips, but you know, most firms kind of operate in the same way, to be honest. So I think that's actually a pretty good move, to be fair. I rate that. When we come in there now, you're inside 100%. We've got one in there. We've infiltrated the system. We've got someone on the inside. Nah, I actually rate it, to be fair, because you understand how they operate a little bit more as well. And I would imagine if there's any major red flags as well, probably let us know. Wink, wink. Do you take any trade on funded account? Yes, I do. The trades that I do share, I do take on my funded account as well. What's up, Coin Bureau? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. What is up? Gives a new meaning to insider trading. Wait, you don't want Anus getting arrested now. Come on now. He's still a moderator on my channel as well. I need him. I need him outside. Euro pound coming closer to the zone. Okay, we'll take a look at Euro pound as well. Rust Devils, C Chef JPY, C Chef JPY endgame. What do you mean by endgame? Euro pound. So yeah, Euro pound is coming into a big zone here. Again, I did speak on this one on my weekly analysis. If you haven't checked it out, feel free to go and do so. But I did say Euro pound's coming to this big level. There's a good chance we could react from this area and see some upside. Now, again, the conditions of the market aren't particularly good. There's not really a trend I'm working with here with Euro pounds, kind of just up, down, up, down, up, down, bouncing from level to level, really. There's a slight downtrend I can make of it, but nothing I would scream about. So yes, Euro pounds is coming back into a big zone. Strong reaction here previously, nice push to the upside, and again a nice level, a nice reaction there as well, and now we're back there again. So possibly we could be seeing Euro pound take a move higher. I suppose this is something that you're looking at Coin Bureau for some buys, and yes, that does make sense. But again, as more of a trend trader looking to follow direction, conviction, this is probably an opportunity which I will sit on my hands for. But I can definitely make sense of people looking to buy here. It's a nice level. If you do see some structure forming, there could be a nice buy setup to be had. But yeah, not the biggest fan, to be honest. Not the biggest fan of Euro pound. Conditions aren't optimal for the way I trade. But yes, there's definitely a big level here, and yes, there's a good chance we could see some upside here. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on Euro pound, but not the biggest fan of how the market is moving, to be honest. Are you looking at a long-term swing trade from this particular zone, Euro pound? Are you looking for a big buy, or you're looking for a quick reaction and taking advantage of the move in the low time frames? Russ, yeah, I'm not too sure what you mean by endgame. Anus, yeah, but huge documents about confidentiality. Yeah, I would imagine so. To be honest, I would imagine so. Yeah, we don't want to get Anus in trouble. Doesn't mean you aren't one of us anymore. You join the dark side. Dollar yen, I will take a look. I'm looking for sell. Which are you looking for? A break and retest in the lower time frames? Are you looking for the retest of some of these areas here as to short? I would assume. Again, I can make sense of that as well. The structure's still down, but again, we're coming into a big level of support there. So I wouldn't be so interested in selling. To be honest, I'm not really interested in doing much with Euro pound, but yes, I can make sense of the sell. The market's still seeing lower lows and lower highs. We can still print another one and continue lower. It's just that we're in this big zone of daily support. Shorting could just see a strong move back up at any time, really. So shorts, if you're on the lower time frames, you might be able to get away with it, but yeah, I just don't like the zone we're trading at. That's the big kind of red flag about selling Euro pound. I would suggest, of course, doesn't mean that price will respect the level. We could, of course, break through it, and the market could continue to fall, very much so. But yeah, it's just coming to a big daily zone, so I wouldn't want to be shorting into that personally. But of course, if it fits the plan, do what you need to do. But yeah, Euro pound still giving us lower lows and lower highs. I think eventually we will break through the level. I'm just wondering if we do it now or we see a bigger move up and then we break through, because I'm looking at these lower highs here with with euro pound. We've got one over there, second, third, fourth, fifth. We are slowly coming down. So I think either we'll have a big move up and then break through, or break through and then something like that. So I do see a long-term break of the zone, but again, I wouldn't want to be selling directly into it. So that's kind of my only issue with the sells there. But yes, I will take a look at dollar yen. But yeah, that does sound interesting, Anus. We'll see how it goes. What's up, Balatar? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Wishing everyone a productive week, and back at you, my friend, as well. So yeah, I did sell. Take a look at dollar yen. So as I stated with dollar yen, looking at more upside, yes. However, I do want to see price starting to break structure again to the upside, starting to see some convincing higher highs. At the moment in time, the market has tried to break through the high, but nothing any spectacular. We had an attempt to break the high, just left a wick behind. So at the moment, dollar yen still seeing bullish structure, higher highs and higher lows. So I would still be inclined to follow this at least until we get to resistance, and then maybe there could be a longer term sell. We've had really strong rejection from this area, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do see another big move back down again. But structure still pointing up, higher highs, higher lows, market still fighting higher. So again, a break and retest of this area could be a nice buy on the lower time frames, and you could be looking at a decent risk reward if you're looking to swing back to highs there. But again, you don't need to swing back to highs for a decent trade there. But in terms of the direction for dollar yen, all I'm seeing is higher highs and higher lows at the time being. I do think we can see some more upside and a bigger move down eventually. But yes, for dollar yen, I'm still bullish. Ross, I'll give you signs, lol, camouflage. I didn't take pound USD. I'm waiting for possibly entry between 61 78% fib. Let's see what the CPI does. Yeah, potentially could see that happen. We could see a bigger pullback again for pound USD. I'm still bearish on the pair, especially after the break of structure we had a couple of weeks ago. So I can still see more downside for the pair, but yeah, price is breaking through my zone. So at that point in time, I'm not as interested or as inclined to sell it at the time being. But it doesn't mean it can't still go down after a slightly bigger retracement. Of course, CPI would definitely play a big role in that as well. But yeah, I'm still bearish on the pair. Again, dollar, I'm still bullish as well. I'm kind of more interested in euro at the moment. I do like this area up here, but we'll see if we can actually get there, because I do like DXY, but it looks like we may see DXY sell off temporarily for a bigger buy back up again. So that's kind of what I'm envisioning for dollar for the DXY. So a pullback lower, then a bigger push higher. So we could see that translate to Euro USD, which could be something like this, a bigger move up first and then a sell off down there. So Euro USD makes a lot of sense to me at the moment, but not looking to do anything until we get to that area kind of, and of course get an entry signal, and then I'll see what I can do. Coin Bureau, I am looking for a close below. I'm looking for a close below 0.84109 and enter at that level and hold to 0.69730 euro pound. Okay. 0.84109. 84109. Okay, looking for the higher time frames. Okay, so you're looking for a longer term position. And then you're looking for enter at the level and hold to 0.6, 730. Okay, looking at a very long term position. Yeah, I was looking at the lower time frames. 730, so that's that low pretty much. So yeah, it's a very long term position. How long do you think that position will take, Coin Bureau? Or how long are you prepared to hold the trade, or is there no time limit to your trade? I mean, I can definitely see some sense to it, to be honest. It does look like the market's starting to tie and form a lower high, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a move like that for Euro Pound. But yeah, I mean, still got a way to go to hit your zone there, 0.84. So I can definitely make sense of that, to be honest. But yeah, how long would you hold on for that trade? Would it just be indefinitely till it it hits your stop loss or hits your target? Or do you have a kind of a time period looking to hold on for that? Because that could take more than a year, to be honest. Where's my measuring boy? There it is. So this move here, that took 25 bars from there to there. And you would imagine a similar move if we were going to see momentum back down. That could even be 50 bars, to be fair. And of course, the monthly time frame, and 25 bars is 2 years. 50 bars would be 4 years. So yeah, that is a long term position. Of course, it could be a lot quicker, it could be a lot slower, but I would imagine definitely over a year. That would take like a year or two. Yeah, I would imagine so. 1 year, okay, fair enough. You're prepared to hold a year or two. That's fair play. I mean, the patience for that is. I mean, again, it's not really patience, to be honest. I mean, it definitely is patience, but you clearly have a plan and a thought process of the length and the period looking to hold your positions. Because again, when you are trading, position trading, long term trading, the goal is to grow your account. You want to grow your account, but you want your account to appreciate in value. So if your trades are going to bring you opportunities and bring you trades, if it does take 1 or 2 years, I mean, if you do make decent percentage in that, then you're not really going to complain. And again, when you're holding trades for that long, it's a very, 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 very offhand approach to the market. So there's not a lot to do apart from just wait for your trades, take your trades. Of course, managing trades takes a long time to manage trades as well. So there's not a lot of hands-on approach. So it's almost like investing, really, to be honest. But I wonder, swap costs and stuff like that, would that kind of eat up a little bit? Do you take in consideration positive and negative swap? Because especially holding for 1 to 2 years, if you're trading the wrong pair, the swap could definitely eat up. Again, your profits will still probably outweigh. Well, they definitely should outweigh the swap cost, by especially some pairs could rack up a quite nasty swap cost, especially for 1 or 2 years, to be honest. So, do you take in consideration positive and negative swap? Because if you are trading in the direction for positive swap, then I can definitely see the logic there. Because even if you do take a losing trade, you probably will still make a dent in it with the positive swap, and it'll be a smaller losing trade. And if you take a win, then you got the swap extra as well. It's easy for me trading that way. Yeah, I assume so. I mean, if it was difficult, I would imagine you would trade it. But again, there's many ways to skin a cat. To be honest, don't really like that saying, but you guys know what I mean. There's many ways to do the same thing. We're all here to make money, whether you do it on the lowest of time frames or the highest of time frames. There's pros and cons to both ways of doing it. As long as your account is appreciating in value over the long run, you're doing something right. To be honest, so. There's different ways for doing it, but I have to say, fair play, because that is a long-term view of the market. Very, very long-term view. That's like a bank level, because banks, they hold positions for very long as well. What do you think CPI comes out hotter or lower than forecast? I'm not really too sure, and I don't really care, to be honest. In the meaning of that, I'm just waiting for a good opportunity to come my way, whether we see price come out better than forecast or worse. Not really too bothered. Just want to see how price reacts. Is the dollar bullish? Is the dollar weak? Do we break this level? Do we break that level? So I don't really read too much into it, because it doesn't really put any money in my pocket, to be honest, whether I'm right or wrong, if the forecast is higher or lower. I know you're asking for my opinion, but I really don't care, to be honest. I'm looking at the data now for CPI. We're expected to see a drop in the year-on-year. CPI Jan is expected to go up. But I'm really not too bothered, to be honest. Of course, I'm bothered what the news does to the market, but whether it's higher or lower, I'm not a fundamental trader. I'm focused purely on technicals, so I just want to see how the market moves and how it reacts. Do you make live entries? Yes, sometimes if there is a trade, I will take it live. My trading hours are from early London to kind of late New York, so if I get a trade at any time in that window, I'll take a trade. Sometimes it is on stream, sometimes it's not on stream. I did take a trade on stream last week, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did on pound USD. So sometimes I do take a trade, sometimes I don't take a trade. But yes, I do. If there is a trade to take, I would do. EJ, I will take a look as well. Are you in any position now? No, I'm not in any positions at the moment. Salsa trade. Took stop loss on gold. Was it the shorts you're looking at? Roadway. Was it the shorts in the 50-minute time frame? Let me have a look. See on Euro Yen first. If I have missed out a pair, let me know. I feel like I have, but I can't remember what it would be. Euro Yen, as I've mentioned earlier in the stream, I do really like Euro Yen. I do really like it. The price action looks good. Seeing higher highs and higher lows. And at the start of the week, I was looking for a retest of this area to buy, but the market seems to just miss it out by a few pips or so. So unfortunately, I didn't get a trade there for Euro Yen. I was looking for longs and the retest of this area. It was on my watch list coming into the week, but we pulled back a few pips before, and now we've seen a fairly strong move to the upside, at least back to the high anyway. Would have been enough to get me break even and kind of just see if price does continue or takes me back out of the trade. Euro Yen was a big opportunity on the retest of that area, but didn't quite see it. Maybe we do come back down. Possibly, we'll have to see. Maybe CPI might invoke that move, but I'm pretty bullish on Euro Yen, and I'm looking for us to come back into that high. So that's still the direction I'm looking for the market to move in. As long as we keep printing this structure, seeing strong momentum as well in the up moves, there's a good chance we are coming back to 162 underneath, just underneath 162. So yeah, Euro Yen still pretty bullish. Yen pairs across the board still look pretty bullish to me, so I do see some more upside for them. And personally, just interested in the pullbacks, really. Looking at daily H4, H1, also could we see dollar CAD move further higher? Daily kind of rejection. H4 seems like double bottom, 61.8. Okay, I'll touch on dollar CAD shortly. Andreas, any thoughts on oil? Yes, I'll have to take a look at oil as well. Don't think I've touched upon it in the stream yet, but I'll go through dollar CAD first. So, Eric, you're looking at a move further higher, so more upside, daily rejection, H4, double bottom, possibly. I mean, I was favoring upside for dollar CAD coming into last week, but I was wanting to see price kind of give us a higher high past this point, which we didn't really do. We kind of just respected resistance. So coming into this week, I've kind of just labeled dollar CAD at more of consolidation than anything. Relatively equal highs there, not really equal lows here. It's more like there, and this is a fake out really. Move that out of the way. Actually, let me just draw that off a box. My drawing's not so neat and tidy really. So this is kind of like a range really with dollar CAD, equal highs there, equal lows, and this is kind of like a big fake out. So I haven't really been interested with dollar CAD past week because not really seeing too much momentum really. Yes, we could still see a move to the upside. It does make sense coming back into some strong support. As you said, the market is rejecting it as well. I wouldn't be too surprised if we do see a move back to the high of the range as well. But dollar CAD, I can't say with confidence that we've got a good opportunity there because conditions are a little bit flat, and overall condition on the daily as well is just quite flat as well. It's kind of a trend consolidation, sorry. So there's no kind of overall direction or overall kind of trend we're following or taking advantage here on the higher time frames either. So higher time frames don't really give me too much information as well. So the only thing really going for dollar CAD is that we are rejecting this level of support and rejecting it pretty well. So for me, it doesn't really give me too much confidence in a buy position. But of course, if it fits your criteria and if it's if it's your kind of criteria for you taking a trade and the confidence you're looking for, then of course do what you need to do. But for me, I'm not a big fan of dollar CAD. But yes, we are rejecting lower the range, so a move back to the high does make sense. But yeah, nothing that I would take in my personal trading because of the way I trade, not because I didn't think it will go up or not. But there definitely is some confidence there, some sense there. I will take a look at oil as well. Yeah, Ivory Coast made it. I did tell you after they qualified, was it after the round of 16? Yeah, I mean, I saw that coming a mile away. Ivory Coast, that was lucky to go through, but then suddenly they win the tournament. And of course, it's on the home nation as well. They got that extra kind of from the crowd and the fact that on their home soil too. Nigeria didn't play well at all either. To be fair, Nigeria were quite poor. But yeah, I think they deserved it, to be honest. They deserved it after that game. They did deserve it. So congratulations to Ivory Coast. But yeah, I did see that coming, to be honest. Completely forgot what pair I was supposed to take a look at. Oil, that was it. So yeah, oil's seen a lot of upside. We had a pretty big move down and we climbed back above this kind of ascending channel, and this appears to be just a big fake out. With oil, longer term, I've been speaking about a big move to the upside. I've had kind of two scenarios I was looking at, either big move back to this zone here and then the big move up higher, or kind of just continue in that bullish structure. I did say a nice retest of this area would have been good for a long, didn't hold, but the market looks like it's just had a deeper retracement and seeing some upside there as well. So I am bullish longer term on oil. I do think we can see a lot more upside. In terms of finding a good buy opportunity, not really seeing one at the moment. Maybe if you do come back lower to this area, there could be some buys there. At least it makes a little bit more sense down there. But right now we're coming closer to resistance really, and we could see a sharp move back down as well. So I'm not really a big fan of oil right now. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, not close to seller's territory, not close to buyer's territory. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere really for oil. So if it was to come back down, there could be some opportunities to pick it back up again, or maybe some short-term sells from the high as well. But I am leaning towards the buy side of things with the spell worked. 100% the spell worked. Had some people do magic in the crowd. Saw that on live TV. But with oil, I do think we could see a lot more upside. I do think we can see more upside. But yeah, it's just kind of in the middle of nowhere really in terms of selling and buying. Sellers will be sitting up there, buyers will be sitting down here right now. I kind of say it's no man's land. If you come down, yes, pick it back up again. It's an awful arrow, but that was supposed to be an arrow. And likewise sells, but longer term, I do see a bigger move up, so I'm more inclined for some longs. And looks like we're still printing the higher lows as well, so I do like the structure. So yeah, oil, I do see more upside. That's kind of where I'm leaning towards, but a bigger pullback would be nice. But I would be bullish on oil. Let me know what you're looking at with oil and what you're looking to do with that pair. But personally, I do see more upside for it. But yeah, I think all eyes are kind of on the CPI news, to be honest, to see what that does to the market, see how it moves it. Does dollar become weak? Does dollar become strong? As I've touched upon a few times, I'm still very bullish on dollar. Right now we're kind of consolidating in the lower time frame, so dollar might be a little bit hard to kind of work out. But personally for me, dollar looks to be quite strong on the 4H daily kind of viewpoint. We broke through structure here on the left as well. This was a big swing point which gave us a move down. We've broken through that. We've been printing higher highs and higher lows. Recently had a nice impulse move to the upside, a lot of momentum. So naturally I do think there's a good chance we'll see some upside. And I have highlighted this area here, a nice broken level of resistance, turn support, haven't retested it. There's a possibility you might see some weakness down before a bigger move up. Or of course we could just push up from this area, or of course we could completely sell off as well. But I am looking at more upside, so maybe if we're going to get some weakness first, that could help out me with euro takes a little bit higher for me to then sell as the USD. I'm still bearish on this pair, but again, not a big fan of selling in this area. Aussie dollar, looking for some downside too, but yeah, not a big fan. Gold, not really interested in. Dollar CAD for me looks like consolidation as well. So not the biggest fan. They played well in the final. Nigeria was only defending. I mean, to be fair, I don't really blame Nigeria for defending, because it's, you're going to someone else's backyard, Ivory Coast in their home ground, surrounded by 90% of the home crowd. So you're definitely up against in terms of the momentum and the settings of the event. And I know Ivory Coast would have been up for it with the home crowd behind them as well. So I don't blame them being slightly defensive, but I know Nigeria can do a lot better than that. But yeah, Ivory Coast did deserve it, so fair play to them. There's always next one. I'm expecting dollar to sell off from here. Let's see what CPI gives us. Dollar could, I'm actually hoping it does sell off from there, to be honest, because I'm looking at buys slightly further down. But I wouldn't be too surprised if dollar does sell off. But of course, CPI will be the judge of that if we do see some downside. But I do want to see dollar weakness, and hopefully we can find some dollar strength later on. But if it does completely sell off and break structure, then I'll reanalyze and see where to go from there, because yeah, that would change my bias on a few dollar pairs, especially if like NZD breaks to the upside. Then I wouldn't be looking to sell anymore, be more focused on the buys, and some other pairs as well would change. If dollar CAD breaks down, then it could be some opportunities to short. A breaking we tested this area, so I would definitely keep a close eye. Yeah, bro, lot of pressure on them. Yeah, of course. Just like it would be if it was Nigeria in their home nation with a home crowd on their own stadium as well. If that was the case, then of course Nigeria would be clear favourites as well. But in Ivory Coast, it's always going to be a little bit difficult. Andreas, I went long last week, took some partials, added on the pullback, and now I'm thinking to either close the trade or just let it run trading stops until it takes me out. Okay, is that with oil? I would imagine it was with oil. If you've taken partials already, you already paid yourself. Of course, it might not be massively because it's only partial, so only gonna be a partial of the profit. But what was your plan getting into the trade? Because I imagine you would have had a plan, a thought process for the trade. Always just see out that original plan. Keeps things simple. Of course, in the moment when you've got profit running, floating profit, you do get thoughts that come into your head. Looking at, okay, maybe I should hold on a little bit longer, or should I do this or do that, or take profits? It might come back against me. So many different thoughts and feelings come into play, and it's not so much you kind of making decisions of logic and of logic. It's more you making decisions of emotions. So whatever your plan was coming to the trade, whatever target you had, or whether you're going to trail stops and let things run, kind of just focus on whatever that plan was, because at least you can find consistency in that. But if you're taking partials, then letting a trading stop loss run is never a bad idea, really, because you paid yourself. Worst case scenario, price reverses and takes you out of the trade for a break even. I would imagine your stop loss is at break even, and you still walk away for a small win, depending on the size of your partials. But if oil is going to continue to rip, it does look still pretty bullish. Trading stop loss, seeing how far it can go. Letting the stop loss take you out is a good way to approach it as well. There's no kind of right or wrong thing to do, really. Every trade's different. Some trades you'd be like, I'm happy I took partials there because price completely just turned against me. Other trades, completely moving in your direction, you'd be like, I wish I used the trading stop loss, or I wish I didn't take partials and took my profits at this area. So individual trades will give you individual outcomes, which you won't be able to maximize unless you know what the market's going to do with 100% certainty, which we don't know. So whether you're going to trail stop loss or take partials or just exit now, there's no wrong move unless it's not in your plan, and then that would be a wrong move. But worst case scenario, it does take you out break even, but you still walk away with a decent win there. But so going for the rest of the day, I'm still going to keep a close eye on the yen pairs. As I said, I'm looking for some longs, particularly euro yen and dollar yen. Not so much New Zealand yen, Aussie yen, pound yen, not really. Not that they can't continue high, it's just those ones don't look as good as euro yen and dollar yen. So I'm going to be focusing on those in particular. I'll keep an eye on Swiss yen because this one looks like it's trying to continue high with the trend, but looks like we could be toppling out, seeing another high develop, and CHF yen could be doing something like this. So there could be some counter trend opportunities this week potentially. If you can see a bit more of a bearish trend come into play, that could be a short. Of course, it does go kind of against the general kind of trend for the yen pairs, which is up, but Swiss yen might be the first one to crack, and then the rest could follow. So there could be some nice counter trend opportunities there, but I still need a little bit more. Swiss yen for me is still trading inside the range. I need to see a convincing break below before I even consider looking to short, but that could be something that does take my fancy, but there's work to be done. Of course, like I said, I'll keep an eye on some shorts on Euro USD as well. I do like dollar Swiss shorts, but that'll take some time before I actually do take a trade, maybe next week, to be honest. So I'll keep a close eye on dollar Swiss from that perspective. I also do like NZD CAD as well, but it needs to break out this range. If you're going to break out higher, let's do that quickly, and then I'll be interested in some longs. Or if you are going to break lower, then I'll be interested in some shorts, because I can see price going both ways. We've got a target down here and a target up there. I'm happy to trade in both ways, really. Just waiting for a convincing break and then follow suit behind. But NZD CAD does look good to me, so keeping a close eye on that opportunity, and Euro Aussie as well, I do like as well. But this one does have some work to do. If we can start breaking through some structure, get some pullbacks, then yeah, some shorts will be looking good. So there's a few pairs I'm looking at, but nothing right now in terms of I'm waiting for an entry. Maybe CPI can change that, but at the moment, a few pairs got some work to do before I do take a position. But yeah, guys, we have come up to the end of the stream. Really do appreciate all of you tuning in, liking the stream, subscribing, hitting the bell if you haven't done so already. Really do appreciate it. If you guys are enjoying the content, please be sure to drop a like. It really does help out the channel. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I will be live again tomorrow and the day after, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every week from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. London time. So be there or be square. If I do take another position, like I said, I'm not too sure I will, but if I do take another position, I will let you guys know in the Telegram group, which is linked in the description below. And also, if you are looking for a broker, I do have my affiliate link to IC Markets at the top of the chat. Feel free to check them out if you haven't done so already. But guys, appreciate you coming on to the stream today. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one. And shout out to my moderators as well. Appreciate it.
Wow.